So what's your initial plan here?
Well, I want to hold. I want to try and hold the corner where I'm at currently, and just kind of have them push up into the open space first. I usually don't like holding like under the bridge because once they start pushing, it's like there's a big open space that I have to back up into.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's right, but that's kind of what my idea was here.
Okay, let's
Could be
uh
wrong though.
let's start for now and then we'll see
Okay.
what the problem is. When I asked you about your plan, I said
hmm
that it wasn't too bad, but it had some problems. And
Okay.
the problem was that, so let's compare like Zarya as a character and Soldier, for example. What's the difference?
Well, Soldier, he can deal damage from a lot further away than Zarya can.
True.
Like better, I think.
Yeah.
Zarya's more close range. I mean, she has the right click, but that's not really what she's known for, I guess.
Yeah, it's not really like viable for her most of the time.
hmm
So that means that as a Zarya player, you really want to have those close range fights like as more as possible.
Okay.
And so the one thing that I didn't like in your plan was the fact that you wanted to hold here, whereas I would probably hold here or here.
hmm
So yeah, this is still a giant gap to cross in case if they push up, but you have bubbles for it. If I were you, I would probably, let's say, start here, get some poke damage, get some charge, early charge, play this corner again or this corner again, and in case if they push, you just press your bubble and go back to your supports.
Okay.
Because when you're playing from a distance, you're missing out on lots of plays. Good
Okay, that
plays.
makes sense.
Like let's say here right now, I would probably be here,
hmm
like not too far away. You still want to be in a safe position. Like
hmm
safe place for you is anywhere after this bridge. You don't want to cross the bridge. You want to stay like in this region. Anywhere in this region is fine, but going too far is not too viable for you. Like look, your teammates are in front of you, and
hmm
most of the times it just should not be happening because you're playing a tank. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So generally, let's say when you see your teammates in front of you, then probably it means that you should be pushed up.
Okay. Okay.
Just like a general rule of thumb, you would probably even get your charge like earlier at this moment.
hmm
Like right now, for example, Junkrat is already spamming you.
Yeah,
Which,
probably so. Yeah.
yeah, which means you would get your charge earlier and you would get your next cycle of barriers faster.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, like right here, you even got a pick, so I would be pushed up.
Okay.
Like even your Illari wants to fight. Right here, I would push even more. Like they don't have nades, sleep. You can definitely contest those guys and get more charge. Like you see, you're out in the open, but your bubble saves you.
hmm
It's just you're playing too passively. Yeah, you see, like it's totally fine. There are, I would say, two types of tanks in Overwatch 2. They either care too much about their backline, or they don't give a fuck and they just go straight up into the enemy backline. And so I guess you're more the type of to care for your backline. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just when you care for your teammates too much, then you miss out on plays because you rely on your teammates to do job for you. Whereas you have enough like resources and strength and powers to do plays on your own. Like for example, you're full charge right now. If I were you right now, like this Anna, to be honest, is probably dead. Like there are 3 people looking at her right now. So I would probably just turn around and try to kill that Anna or Hanzo. I mean, it's a lost fight pretty much because it's 5v3. You still can like do some kind of play. I would probably even go like around and catch this Anna off guard.
On this point specifically, like I'm usually very lost at like where I should stand or where I should be. Like I see a lot of high level players like take the top of the castle or whatever you
Yeah.
call it, but I don't really know how to play that very well,
You mean
like
here?
at all. Yes, I don't really know how to play this part of the map.
Yeah, I kind of feel like this is more of a peak problem because people do play this the spot a lot because it's really great. It has open sidelines, lots of cover and everything, but you're playing Zarya, which is not very like great. So again, you want to be quite pushed up to deal laser beam damage. So
Because she's a close range hero.
yeah, so I would actually say that your positioning here is not too bad. Like here is quite good. You can also abuse this cover. Also, maybe if your team will be ready later on, let's say if you win the fight, I would probably hold them at the gates here, which is also quite good. So yeah, you have to like really commit to this. Eichenwald overall, especially the second point, is a very broad open map, and giving them like a little amount of space gives them in actuality like lots of space. For example, if you lose a fight here, then you're probably also losing the castle, and this open sideline, if you lose here, then you're probably losing the bridge as well. And it's like it accelerates at a very high rate, like how you lose space on this map. So you really want to control those little corners, choke points, as much as possible. Yeah, and like overall, let's check out this fight. So while we are trying to deal with the Reaper here, the rest of our team are actually trying to fight for the payload. Like this soldier, for example. And this Larry as well. So imagine if you were here right now. There's Hanzo, who's Sunstruck. Lucio is quite killable. You pretty much counter Sigma as well, so it's a great fight for you.
Okay.
Remember that your main objective as a tank is to contest an objective. Did you watch any of my latest videos on YouTube? Okay, so there was a video of me playing Ramatra, two of them actually, and on both of them I'm just contesting the objective for 3 minutes straight. I'm not even like actually getting the kills. I'm just contesting, and we're winning because of that.
Okay.
So you don't really need to kill Reaper here or to contest him at all. You need to be contesting the objective.
So it's okay to set up on high ground here?
Yeah, because as I said earlier, since we lost the fight here and the fight here, they are now like very willing to take control of the castle. You see, like generally going there is fine because if something happens, you can just drop. So going high ground is always a good option.
Okay.
Yeah, don't be afraid. Just walk up, take some charge, get another cycle of your bubbles. Oh, that's huge. Good target priority. Nice. This is great. So your target priority is quite great. Your tracking is good. The only thing you lack is aggression.
Yeah, I'm generally usually scared because I don't want to play too fast and then just die. But I'm not very good at knowing when to be aggressive. I'm pretty bad at it, actually.
So like when I play Zarya, when the fight starts, I usually use my first set of cooldowns to get some charge. Then let's say I get to 70, I wait for, what is it like, let's say 6 seconds, 8 seconds, I try to pressure them a little more. This will probably make them use some kind of abilities. Let's say I push in, they use Annihilate, I back up a little, and then I go again with a fresh set of cooldowns, while enemy Anna doesn't have pure cooldowns. So you go in, you take some charge, you wait for some cooldowns, recharge your cooldowns, and then go in again like aggressively. Is this a 4-round game?
Maybe? We full push it on, I think we win at 6-3, so whatever that is.
By the way, another thing, I feel like sometimes you're scared to, or too greedy to just double bubble. Like let's say here, you bubble once, you can actually bubble yourself again to get more charge. Since it's a lot of damage on you, your previous bubble will break from that amount of damage, so that you can stock your second bubble and get even more charge. Or like, let's say, when you're around this corner, I would probably just stay for a second and press my bubble again, because they are spamming in this direction.
Now, when I'm attacking on this point of the map, I don't know how to play this either.
So let's get back to the first question I had. What's Zarya good at, unlike some other characters, heroes?
Well, she's best at close range.
Yeah.
So are those the kind of fights I want to take?
Yeah. You really want to close the distance as safely as possible and deal lots of damage. So here I would say we have Sigma on the left side who controls this mini room and life here, so we're probably not killing them. But look at this Anna. Just in your beam range if you come here. And you can still pressure her even more, even if she backs out, by using this car as your cover. You see, she's like... she's there for free. And Echo too, you can kill both of them with your full charge.
Okay.
Generally, any tank, or maybe even any hero, wants to take an isolated duel because it's easier to get value from it. Like right now, you're fighting 1v3, whereas if you were here, just completely isolated duel, and you have high chances of winning it.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know how I missed that in the game. I don't know why I'm trying to do this here.
Curious how you win this. Yeah, you see? Like immediate value. You just come out, pressed one right click, and they backed up.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
They're scared, and you don't necessarily have to chase them. You can, like, at this point in time, just turn left side and take the duel with Life Fever. Yeah, you shouldn't be afraid of fighting him. See, immediate value.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
When I said I was curious how win that fight, I thought that maybe your teammates would do something like press, I don't know, Nano Blade, for example. But it's actually where you won the fight just by taking this off angle. Just really that simple. Just take an off angle. Take a duel. You see, you're turning around to give someone bubble. No one needs it. Or even if you're checking, like, what's your team, that's probably not the best time to do, because like 3 seconds ago you checked it and Anna and Soldier were here. I really doubt that they would round the castle up, you know what I mean? And like, even so, it doesn't really matter because you have Genji, you have Brick with you, you have lots of picks, so just win the fight. Checking what's your team doing is not bad, it's just sometimes it can be a waste of time, like when you're fighting. When you should be fighting, I mean. Okay, big grab incoming. Do it! No! I would do it right there. The reason why I would do this is because the shield is low. And they just use the fucking Life Weaver pool.
Yeah. I'm not.
And they just use nade as well.
Yeah, I was fixing to say I'm not very good at tracking the cooldowns. Like the super obvious ones I can keep track of, like the Ana Sleep, because it has a really loud like sound to it. But like, in general, I'm not very good at tracking the cooldowns for sure.
I guess it just comes with experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, not much to say here. It comes with experience. You gotta be like more attentive, especially like when you're playing Zarya, because your gameplay is quite reactive. I would say your playstyle depends on what your enemies are doing and what abilities they're using, because you want to protect yourself and your teammates from certain abilities. So you gotta keep track of them, and if they use them, you can push up.
Okay.
And they use rock as well. Yeah, this is good. I would just use it much earlier. If I were playing here, like, I would use both of my bubbles at this point in time and get some charge.
Okay.
So yeah, you shouldn't be greedy on the first like set of bubbles.
Okay. Okay.
I think it's just the same problem. See?
Yeah. So I should be probably trying to pressure the Bastion, right? From the right room?
Yeah, he just used his third form. Helpless.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. Yeah. That's true. When it's in overtime like this, should I primarily be on the point, you think, or no?
Oh man, that's a tough question, because generally you want to be like really pushed up. You want to take a lots of space.
Okay.
But the problem is teammates, man. They fucking suck.
Yeah.
They are not reliable.
I will say I would rather push up, but I am always afraid that, someone will step off of it, because I've had that happen before. I've had many games where I've pushed up as tank, leaving someone on the payload in overtime, and, they step off in C9. So I don't know. I try to stay on the payload more when it's in overtime. I just don't know if it's right.
Based on my personal experience, I kind of feel like it's right too, because I also had like lots of moments when my teammates C9'd, but the crazy part is it's not always their fault. Sometimes there's a sneaky DPS who comes up on payload while you and your DPS and your second support are pushed up. This sneaky DPS comes and kills your support who's moving the payload, and then you just lose. So I would say it's completely fine and probably the right decision to stay on payload in overtime situation. But otherwise, at all other moments, I would be pushed up.
Okay.
So tank never stays on payload unless it's an overtime situation.
Okay.
But even then, like, you can still play around this corner, you know what I mean? It's not too far away from the payload. If you were up here, that would be a really big deal. But here, it's fine. You can fight up here. You need some sort of space, at least. Here, playing around payload is completely fine because you need some sort of cover to cross this distance. So, one thing I would say here is if you played more aggressively throughout this whole point, right now, you would have your grab. And you could totally just push over this, grab up here, get a 5-man grab, and your Venture would ult probably, let's say. I mean, it doesn't really matter because it's a huge grab overall. It doesn't matter. You would get kills. It's just, I was really worried because I wouldn't rely on my teammates to win this. But somehow your teammates like popped off once again. So yeah, I would say like your gameplay is reliant on your teammates popping off and your enemies making mistakes.
Which is generally not good?
Yeah, because you're losing the control of your gameplay. You want to be as reliable on your own playstyle, like as much.
Okay.
Because when you rely on your teammates, rely on your enemies, you're kinda, how can I say it? You're giving away the responsibility. I'm trying to come up with an analogy here. So this may be a weird one. This is just the first thing that came to my mind. Let's say you're working in a McDonald's
Okay.
and you're making the worst fucking burgers in the world. And let's say a customer comes to your restaurant, they order a burger, and you just hope that your coworkers will take the order for you
Yeah.
because you are doing terrible. You are making terrible burgers.
Okay.
Or you rely that the customer is very shy and they would not complain if you took the order. You just want to make good burgers and that's it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
not rely on your coworkers and not rely that your clients are too shy to talk, like, to speak up for themselves. You know what I mean?
So, what do you think is the best way to approach this and correct it? You think, and like work on it? You know?
So as I've said, try to look less at your teammates when you're pushed up. Also, you want to be the first in the chain. You don't want to be the third. Like after your DPS, you want to be always the first. Take as much damage on you, take as much space, make people turn around and look at you so that you can create space for your teammates. Like this match, what I see is your DPS doing space for you. And even then, you're not too aggressive to make a good use of it.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, I would just say play more aggressive.
What do you think about this? Is this correct or not? 'Cause I
Um,
was very lost here. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't know where I should have been.
I would probably get in the castle because you can see that they are not on top. If they were on top, your teammates would be fighting with them. I would get in, try to force out the Sigma, get some charge at least, and then drop on payload. At least you want to contest this space because right now you're giving it for free. And also, again, you're greedy on your bubbles. Like at this point, you can have like 30 at least. Oh yes, yes. Again, you see, you just go to the backline, you take an isolated duel, and you win.
So that was the right play there?
Yeah, of course.
Because I was very scared of that. I really didn't know if that was the right play.
No, like absolutely. When I play tanks, well, since I'm a Wrecking Ball main, my habit is just to go there in their backline. And in Overwatch 2, as a tank player, I actually don't really want to peel for your backline. Well, you know, as people say in the last patch, tanks have become the raid bosses. So you want to be the raid boss for the enemy team and pressure the backline as much as possible.
Okay.
Do you have any questions so far?
I don't think so. Not right now. I mean, I just don't play aggressive enough, and I know that for sure. For sure I know that. I'm just usually scared because I don't want to die.
Yeah, I understand, but like you have lots of HP, man. Especially since last patches, they buffed tanks so fucking hard. Like it takes skill to die now. You know what I mean?
I feel like it's just like if I try to play like really aggressive, I just die.
Well,
but obviously it's a miscalculation on my part.
Well, here
because I'm pushing in at the wrong time.
Yeah, here comes the skill part. Here comes the skill issue.
Yeah, I know. I'm just not there yet, and I know that. I haven't been playing Overwatch very long. I'm pretty new to it actually. I didn't play Overwatch 1.
Oh, okay.
I actually have been playing Overwatch 2 for probably about a year. So I pretty much only have a year on this game.
How many hours do you have played?
Total?
Yeah.
646.
That's fine. That's okay. So there are definitely lots of things that will come with experience, but still there are lots of things that you can work on right now.
Yeah, I agree, for sure.
But to be honest, like when you sum up the things, they're really easy. Just press W, Don't turn around. Go backline. You did it three times, and every time you did that, you won.
Yeah, that's true.
And don't press Q when you're dying.
Okay.
That's it. Just like 4 things you gotta do. So I would say that not all things come with practice and time. I would say things like tracking enemy abilities comes with time, but the idea of going in the enemy backline and trying to make a play, this type of thing, I do not think that it comes with time.
Okay. Okay.
We just gotta take a view from another angle. Yeah, so that's
Sure.
a great idea. Let's recap what you need to work on.
Okay. So playing more up front in front of the team.
Yeah, by the way,
be-
we've come up with an indicator that shows you when you need to be pushed up.
Basically, if my team is in front of me, that's the indicator that I need to be
Yeah.
up front. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. 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 So yeah, if I ever see that, I probably need to hold closer or something. I need to take the isolated 1v1s more often. I need to not panic graph.
Yeah.
And generally, I think just playing to my character's strengths on Zarya, I could have held a lot closer because she is a close range hero. I mean, she just is. That's what she does best, especially at higher charge. Let's see what else. Am I?
Generally, when you're playing to your character's strength, it means that you're really working on your positioning depending on the hero that you're playing. So, what's up with Zarya in this case?
I would say, I mean, I probably need to get charge first,
Okay, and then
and then I can play more up close with the charge I've built. Is that kind of along the lines of what
do you
you're
need
saying?
to do to play up front with the high charge? Like, okay, you've gained charge. Then what? You're like 50 meters away from enemies.
Just run them down or be more aggressive?
Nah.
No.
You gotta be aggressive, but you also gotta be smart about it. Remember the first fight of Eichenwald? You have 2 routes. You either go 1v3 or you use walls and take a 1v1.
Take a favorable 1v1 matchup, you're saying?
I'm saying close the distance safely.
Oh, so like using cover to take space safely?
Yeah, like your hero is strong at close duels, but to have those close duels, you have to cross the distance. And to cross the distance, you have to avoid the spam damage from main and take an off angle.
Okay, I'm on the same page.
Yeah, that's nice.
I got you. Okay.
Hey guys, it's Redundant here. Just want to say thank you for making it till the end, and if you're interested in my coaching, join my Discord server to find information about it. The player I was coaching in this video went from Plat 4 all the way up to Diamond 5 in 2 weeks. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitch, it's fun and even educational sometimes. And drop a comment down below what you think about this video. Thank you very much, and see you next time. Bye bye.
And I'm the type that like I usually never try to blame my teammates like ever. Like if we lose, like I'm always like, man, I probably could have played better because I'm sure like everyone can.
Yeah, that's right. That's definitely a good mindset because usually everyone's trying their best.
Yeah.